And I love when they sleep on us. I love when y'all sleep on the Bengals.
Well,
That's
they're undefeated when the media sleeps on us. I'll say that.
Yeah, they did it. They do it every week.
exactly. I even sleep on them sometimes during the game and be like, man. But then
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just connects.
What's been twice stabbed? You try and take my life, but
All right, guys. So I am here with Thomas Connors and Amistad from the Jungle Podcast. Say what's up, guys.
What's poppin'? Who they?
Who they Bengals fans?
Guys, I don't know if you heard, but Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, Sirski.
It's crazy, right?
Oh my God, I'm still kind of in disbelief. I will get into just about how much disbelief I will here in a second, but first I want to get to know you guys a little bit. So why don't you first, Thomas, and then we'll get to you, Amistad. Give me a little bit of background on who you are and how you kind of came to be a Bengals fan.
All right, I've never told Amistad this either, so this will be good. I was born and raised in Cincinnati, so from there on out, I'm like, funny story. I'm obviously when you're born, you don't know much, right? You just blah blah blah. But when you get older, right, obvious. I know, like obvious, but you get older, and I'm like, I lived right next to a Steelers fan, and from there on out, I'm like, oh no, this ain't gonna fly with me. So from there on out, it was Bengals, and I was from like age 8. I started watching pretty early, like, so I had we had some bad years. Even I wasn't around for the '90s, thank God, but at least still had some bad years.
Yeah. What about you, Amistad?
Well, I'm from
Amistad,
Kentucky.
sorry.
Yes, sir. It's cool. I'm from Covington, Kentucky. I've been a Bengals fan since about 9. I became a Bengals fan because of one person in particular, Ray Monaluga. When I seen that red hair with the stripes on the helmet, that made me just fall in love with football. And I became a serious Bengals fan once we got AJ Green. I met AJ Green a couple times. I was a huge fan. I always loved AJ.
Hell yeah, man! My story isn't interesting. My dad had season tickets when I was growing up. I did go through the '90s though. I still got a Jeff Blake jersey.
Oh God!
It was an interesting experience. So that's part of why the fact that the Bengals are even in the Super Bowl this year is so nuts, because like when I was growing up, I liked going to the games with my dad. It wasn't really about like whether they were winning or losing, because everybody was always saying back then, oh, it's the Bengals, they can never win anything. So you get to this point and it's like wow, that same team is in the Super Bowl now. I never would have thought it was possible when I was a little kid.
Right. None of us have.
It's just nuts, man. Even those like Andy Dalton, AJ Green years, the brought so many people in. I think Tia Higgins actually had a pretty similar story for him allegedly being a Bengals fan, as you, Amistad. He said that AJ Green was his favorite player growing up. So
Yeah. They got the same. They got pretty much the same stature too.
Yeah. More, he's kind of like that, big body possession type, and
Most definitely.
I'll leave the '90s to y'all because I have no experience there, but I do know the history, so I got that part.
But there's not much to know. It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I loved those moon balls from Jeff Blake. It was awesome, but that was other than that was terrible. There was we at one point we had a quarterback named Scott Mitchell, and he scored a rushing touchdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the way he went and the expression on his face was like, "Oh my God, we scored a touchdown!" That's what the '90s were like. Like, I can't believe we scored a touchdown.
Oh man, I hate those days for sure.
Yeah, it was rough. Like I said, the only reason I was into it was because it was a fun activity to go do.
Right.
I think I started getting really hardcore into it around like 2004 when we beat the Chiefs, and Chad Johnson guaranteed it, and I was like, or it was that 2003. It was one of those years, and that's when I started getting really into it. I was like, wow, they might do something. But why don't you guys tell me what you guys thought the Bengals record was going to be this year? I put out a video earlier today where I was basically, I was pointing out and poking fun at all the people who thought we were going to be like 4-13 this year, and I was like, that's it. I thought that was insane at the time, but I also didn't think we'd be going to the Super Bowl. What did you guys think they were going to do?
I thought we was going to at least win 9 to 10 games because the way the way the roster was built, I was like, man, we got some key pieces right here. So the way the roster got built, I felt like we could move fast in the playoffs in the season, but I did not think we would move this fast. I was expecting a playoff win, but not the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not the Super Bowl. I think offensive line just needs a lot of work, and it needs a lot of work. I don't know, man. I thought we was going to at least win 9 games at the most, but they proved me wrong for sure by 1, and I'm happy as ever.
Oh, feel that.
So let me say this first of all. In my heart, I'm like, we're going to the Super Bowl. It's in all of our hearts. Sorry about this.
Every year.
Notifications. My bad. But honestly, I thought we'd go. I gave us 7 wins. I thought and that was just based off the offensive line. I just think he'd have enough time. But they proved me wrong, didn't they? We're in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I was thinking. I think when I did the schedule release live stream, I said I kind of surprised myself because I went through the individual games. I'm like, holy crap! I think I'm predicting 11 wins. And we didn't quite hit 11 wins, but actually we did more than that because we're about to do 14 wins.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think is going to happen on Sunday? Like, give me your winner and give me your score predictions.
Oof. We did this on our show a while ago with. I'm not trying to promote it. Let me shut up.
You can promote it. You can promote it. That's
okay.
That's
Well,
what
I just want to say. We did that. Who was it with Anthony Costanza? We did it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he was. Even though our show went terrible, we're not gonna get into that. That was just terrible.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna get to the question because I'm gonna keep rambling. I actually forgot the question. I rambled so much.
Super Bowl score prediction and.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Just score prediction, I guess.
Okay, score prediction. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I have it coming down. I honestly, I picked a different end, but I've been thinking about it all week. Right, I'm going to 27-24 because like I already hear Kevin Huber. Well, I guess Evan's gonna win us the Super Bowl.
So you're predicting 27-24 Bengals.
Yes.
All right. I mean, I would hope, but
I feel like it's going to be a shootout because all the hype around. We're going to struggle. And I'm going to get into that. But I feel like the score would be 35-28 Bengals. It's going to be a shootout for sure.
So I got kind of trashed by a couple Bengals fans for predicting that the Chiefs would win the AFC Championship. I was obviously rooting very hard for the Bengals, but I was like, I think the Chiefs are going to score like 40 points, and it's going to be kind of. I didn't see the exact same thing happening. It's like I did not see. Oh, we let them jump out to this big lead, and then they score 3 points in the second half. Like, I mean, nobody thought that was going to happen again.
Right.
Crazy.
But for the Super Bowl, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, if the Bengals do beat the Chiefs, I almost guarantee they win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to stick with that. I do think the Bengals are going to win. And I think it's going to come down to a game of just really honestly who turns the ball over least. So I mean, I'm going to say like I think I'll put the Rams at like 21. I'll put the Bengals at I'll just make it even and easy. I'm going to call it 28-21 Bengals, and it's going to be heavily influenced, I think, by a Matthew Stafford interception late in the game.
I want to say this real quick. I'm high on Matthew Stafford, and I love Andrew Whitworth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a Bengals fan. I'm not high on him this week. You know what I mean?
Well, no.
So I'm very interested in the Trey Hendrickson, Whitworth, the whole matchups going on there.
Sure.
Well, I was listening to Hear That Podcast Growling the other day, and Paul Dehner Jr. brought up a really good point. He mentioned how, Jay Morrison brought up a good point. Trey Hendrickson has actually gone up against Andrew Whitworth before, and it was before his breakout season last year. And Trey Hendrickson worked him. It was one of Andrew Whitworth's worst games of his career when he went up against, Trey Hendrickson. Again, pre-breakout Trey Hendrickson. So now that Trey Hendrickson's, already one of the best players in the league with all these skills that he's developed and everything, you wonder how he's going to go up against the old man who's never played 21 games in a season.
And that's what they want to talk. And that's what the media do not want to talk about. The media do not want to talk about our defensive line. They want to keep bringing up Aaron Donner, Leonard Floyd. I'm just like, man, they're sleeping on our D line for sure. And I love when they sleep on us. I love when y'all sleep on the Bengals.
Well, they're undefeated when the media sleeps on us. I'll say that.
Yeah, they did it. They do it every week.
Exactly. I even sleep on them sometimes during the game, and it'd be like, man. But then Joe Burrow just connects. It's not Dalton. We gotta all remember this. Andy Dalton is gone. Y'all not gonna see a number 14 no more. He's gone.
Well, unless you see maybe we might see another 14, maybe another pass catcher. I don't know. But I get what you're.
I doubt that for a while.
I doubt that too.
Probably, especially with both him and Ken Anderson having 14.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Burrow do got Carson Palmer's number, but who's Carson Palmer? I mean,
I don't remember that guy.
Right.
He dissed us every week. Yeah, that's it.
Twitter.
He dissed us every week. Every chance he gets, he's like, "Oh, the organization's terrible." Joe is able to turn it around, so maybe it was just your attitude towards everything.
Yeah, see, that's how I don't know. I'm not trying to turn this into a trash Carson Palmer kind of thing, but I will say that was always my biggest problem with Carson Palmer. Is I always felt like, I always felt like he had this kind of like aloof attitude, and I don't know. I know he worked hard to get back from his knee injury, but I always kind of felt like he kind of like took the parts that weren't rehab. I felt like he kind of took the preparation for the game kind of softly. I never felt like he really maximized what his potential could have been.
For sure, I most definitely agree.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay, can I mention this real quick? If I say this on Palmer and Burrow, Palmer won a Heisman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe won a Heisman. If you look at which one did it better, Burrow, okay, you can go. People say, I said that before, and people are like, well, that's college, okay. But do you really think Carson Palmer has us in the Super Bowl? I don't.
If Carson Palmer doesn't get hurt in 2005, I think the Bengals might have. I think the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl. Not gonna lie to you, because honestly, the Steelers won the Super Bowl that year, and the main reason they won the Super Bowl was because nobody else was good in 2005. I think Carson Palmer would have beaten them all, partially because nobody else was really all that.
Oh no, I meant right now. If you took Burrow out and put Palmer in right now.
Oh, right now? Oh, no, Carson Palmer would not have made the same plays that Joe Burrow's made this year.
I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Joey franchise is all to be said.
If I'm out there with Jamar Chase, you think I'm not about to give him that ball on the flea flicker? he got something else coming for you.
Yeah, that would be an interesting call in the Super Bowl, honestly. How do you beat Sean McVay with a Sean McVay move, right?
Sean McVay move.
Fake punt.
Yes. And they got one of the best punters.
Dude, how awesome would that be, by the way, if the Bengals won the Super Bowl this year on a fake punt? A walk-off awesome. Fake punt.
I don't think, I'm sorry, I wish it, but I don't think Zach Taylor I don't think that's going to, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, you got to have.
Well, we don't got Clay and Fedulum no more. If we still had Clay and Fedulum, I would most definitely expect
Remember
that.
that touchdown against, or that interception against Andrew Luck a couple years ago when we had him against the Colts? I think it was a couple years ago for Clayton Fedulum. That was, yeah.
Yeah, Clayton Fedulum was a special teams monster.
I was actually for a third string safety, I was like unreasonably upset that we lost Clayton Fedulum at the time. He was one of the better 7th round picks we've ever had. Although Marcus Bailey's this year has been kind of making a case for himself.
He has.
Obviously, let me talk a little bit about this. I'll be real quick about this. If we're gonna go late round picks or undrafted, I gotta mention Burfict, right? I got to, even though he obviously, well, let's be real, he's a little dirty. We all know that, but
no dirtier than half the players who ever played for the Steelers.
Right, he's not.
Right.
I'm not. I've already said that I don't think the Antonio Brown hit. I mean, it was obviously. I mean, he deserved to be flagged. We deserve to be flagged. If you hit somebody in the head like that. But I'm not gonna say he was intentional or whatever. Blah blah. Whatever. It's in the past anyway. But when we got him, he was a star. When we had him on the field,
I always felt like Vontez was reckless, not so much dirty. Because I mean, like, you hear him talk about the game. You hear Marvin Lewis talk about him. You hear. Like, I mean, anybody who actually knows Vontez Burfict, you hear him talk about it. I think Vontez Burfict had, like, an energy about him and didn't know how to, like, manage his, like, manage what he'd get on a roll and he'd just kind of go do stuff. And I think the biggest issue with Vontez Burfict is he didn't know how to, like, get out of his own way. I don't know if he was necessarily like a piece of shit. I don't think he was actually out there trying to, like, actually maim people. What is your biggest X factor for the Bengals this week? So basically what I'm saying is a guy who you think is gonna later on, after the game, gonna be seen as having made, like, the game-defining play, or a guy who, like, kind of comes out of nowhere to make a big impact in this game?
Ooh, that's tough. We got a lot of players. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go first.
A lot of people are gonna say Joe Mixon. You ready to hear who I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go with Tyler Boyd. Quiet but deadly. Quiet but deadly.
All right.
So he's a fart.
I know we get this a lot, or we depend on him a lot this playoffs. Now I don't think we're gonna take our foot off the gas. And that's Evan McPherson. We're gonna need Evan McPherson's leg for sure. We're inside of a dome. That's another thing too, man. We're inside of a dome. And we all know how good these Bengals are inside of a dome. We don't got to worry about the fans. We don't got to worry about the weather. Just go out there and execute.
Well, that's the thing. And if Evan McPherson needs to make a 68-yard field goal, I think he can do it in the dome.
Most definitely. He sure can.
You've seen that video where he, like, unscrewed the Gatorade bottle.
Yeah,
right?
at Florida.
That was nice.
But you think he did that on the first attempt, or you think that was?
I don't care if he did that on the first attempt. The fact that he did it, I'm like, I mean, you're probably right. He probably tried like 50 times in a row before.
You gotta try. You gotta get better, right? That's what practice is for.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes McPherson. That should be the logo.
Ooh, practice.
I mean, have you ever gone to the gym and
I've never
practice like trick shots in basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you don't get it. You typically don't get it on the first try. You do it like 5 times in a row and then you get it.
Right. And then when you make it, you got to keep trying to make it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on my show. So that's going to be it for my portion of it.
Anytime you want.
And is there anything that you guys want to plug other than, I mean, you can plug your podcast too if you want, but anything you guys want to let my audience know about?
Yes,
I got a growing channel. Hopefully I can send you guys some subscribers or something.
Yes, I want to mention, if anybody's watching this that hasn't watched this show before, first of all, subscribe. He's got a really good podcast, so, wait, which way am I pointing? I don't know. This way. Here we go. That way. Just subscribe to the man. We're trying to grow our own channel, but before I plug my stuff, I want to plug yours. Make sure, if you're watching, just hit the subscribe button. I mean, it's free, right? Might as well.
For sure.
And while you're doing that, make sure you head over to the Jungle Podcast on YouTube and hit subscribe on us. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow him on Twitter. We have a wrestling thing we're trying to work on. I don't know when we're gonna put that out, but that's another thing we're gonna do. It might not even pop up, honestly. That's how poor we are.
Nope, found it.
Oh.
Y'all got more subscribers than I do, so good on you.
Follow me on Twitter, Amistad ATG. Trust me, you don't want to miss out.
He said, "Trust me, you don't miss them Amistad, them banger posts. Don't want to miss those."
Sure, 'cause I tweet a lot.
Yeah, that's everything we wanted to plug.
All right, well, like I said, guys, thank you for coming on, and we'll hoping these Bengals can come away with a Super Bowl win this weekend.
Yes, Who Dey?
Who Dey?